mean to keep your options open? What does it mean to quantum date other people, even if you're in a committed relationship or you're with a guy who won't commit? What does it mean to keep your options open? If this man just isn't right for you or he's not committing to you, you're having to have a very important talk, and you're going to be keeping your options open because you've let him know, I want to be a wife someday, and he's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where I see us going. I'm not sure. I'm under so much stress. And you have to say, well, I'm going to be keeping my options open. Or if you're dating and you're with a guy and he won't commit to you, I'm going to be keeping my options open. I'm going to teach you how these powerful words and what it means and how you can do it without falling apart, how you can quantum date without falling apart and keep your options open and still be seen as this powerful, dynamite, beautiful, alluring woman who is grounded in her boundaries and stable and secure. This is very alluring to a man. So I'm Adrienne Everheart. I'm your feminine energy dating and relationship coach. Please take a moment and subscribe to my channel. It really supports my channel and it's free. So when you're keeping your options open, one of you is confused about where this relationship is really going. In most cases that I hear about, it's where the woman has let me know the man says he's confused, he's not sure, he's having a hard time, he doesn't know what's going on, his ex is still giving him problems, his job is stressful. I hear all of these excuses for why men are confused and they are not sure they want to be exclusive. And that exclusivity could be marriage or dating. So I want to talk to you about how to keep your options open with this man and also keep him in your life. So the first thing you can do is let him know, I understand you're confused. Oh, I feel so sad that you're confused, but I get it. Accept his no. Now, if you don't understand why he's confused, don't say I understand. Say what you really feel. You know, I hear you that you're confused. I hear you on that. I'm not confused. It feels wonderful to be with you. It feels great to share this life with you and date you regularly. Yet, I want to be in a committed relationship before I have sex. I want to be in a committed relationship before I move in with someone. I want to be in a committed relationship before whatever it may be. I want to be engaged before I move in with someone. I want to be a wife someday. Where do you see us going? Whatever it may be to your situation. In order for me to be in a committed relationship with someone, I need to date them a certain number of days a week, not just hear from them once a week. You have to find what it is you need as a woman to meet your needs. And this is when you say to the man, it feels so wonderful and good to be with you. You start off positive. Yet, I'm going to be keeping my options open. The man will immediately say, what does this mean? So let's talk a little bit about what that means. Keeping your options open means, well, I'm gonna start dating other people. At that point, expect an atomic bomb to go off in his head because you just said, because in essence, you are not committing to me. We're not on the same page. Therefore, I'm going to be keeping my options open. This infuriates men because they're so used to getting their way. They're so used to things just, you know, the woman sticks by them until they figure it out. That's not true because so often you end up empty-handed and alone and he moves on with someone younger or whatever it may be. So I want you to be able to say, when he asks, what does that mean, you moving on? So you're going to be screwing lots of guys now? Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to be keeping my options open, but I would like to talk about sex. What does that mean? Are you going to be screwing me and lots of men? Right? These are the questions that men ask, right? And you can say, well, I would like to still date you. I'd like to still go out once in a while, and I don't know, maybe we can, how do you feel about us being sexually exclusive? But I'm going to keep my options open with other guys to just date and meet them. So this is a tough one because most guys are like, either you're in or you're out. You're either in with me, you're bunking up with me at night, and there's no other man in your life. And you may be that way too. I want to tell you, that's a difficult one, but it can work in some situations, especially long distance relationships. If a man gets really upset at the idea, or you don't feel exactly right about still sleeping with him but dating new people, then you can tell him, okay, well, I would like to still see you. I'd like to, go to church on Sundays or have dinner on Thursday nights or whatever it may be, but I'm going to keep my options open, and I'm not sexually exclusive to anybody. And he's going to be really curious about who you're going to be sleeping with, as if he has any claim over you at this point. Remember, you don't have to answer every question someone asks you, but I want you to be able to gracefully handle it with feminine energy and say, I feel a little weird being asked about my sex life. I mean, you've made it really clear that you're unsure about us, that this all feels amazing, but you're unsure about us, and I'm unsure too, because I want to be with a man who wants to claim me, love me, hold me, wrap his arms up tight around me, walk down the aisle with me, say I do. The key is, I want to be with a man who, not, baby, I want to be with you. I want to be with you and do all these things. When you say, I want to be with this man who does this, he immediately pictures some stud walking in and sweeping you off your feet. A real man's man who has no problem committing to a woman, claiming her, marrying her, and creating a beautiful life with her. So this is why I want you to use these very particular phrasing and words, because masculine energy is going to want you to really be direct and communicate in ways that are really subtly manipulative. And what we're doing is we're allowing you to be in this feeling world. Because the truth is, you don't really want to walk away from this man. You want to stay with him, you love him, you want to be with him, but you also know that you are trapped. You're trapped as long as he keeps you there. And you have to liberate yourself. Now, when you keep dating him, he's part of your quantum 5 that you date, and you keep dating him. If you can, if you emotionally cannot, you're like, nope, I just love him too much, I see him, and it just drives me crazy. If you can keep him in your life for a little bit, until one of these other men come along who make you feel so loved and cared for, and he wants to commit to you, that's when things start to change for you. Because when you're new to keeping your options open, you're with that quantum 5, and that guy's still in your life, I mean, he's what's most familiar to you. He's what feels so good and close, and you have all these memories, and you know his smell and all this stuff. So it's going to take a little while for someone else to come in with that feeling, but when that man comes along and he wants to commit to you, and he wants to be there for you, that changes your heart. It's a very powerful thing when a masculine man steps up and wants to claim you. So I will tell you, the second time that Jeff and I reconnected, he came back to my life and he said, I want to start dating you again. I miss you. Now, at the time, I was working with a coach who said, well, you got to keep him in your life and you got to keep quantum dating. I do not recommend that if you know this is your guy. If you know this is your guy and he comes back around and he says, I want to claim you, I want you to give it 3 to 6 months of being just exclusive with him. Because what I did is I said yes, but at the time I had already met some person. I had met someone who was definitely a masculine energy man, wanted to claim me, had no doubts. All right, had no doubts. And that's usually when your guy comes back around, when you met that guy. That's usually when he steps back around. But what I did is I kept dating him and the other guy, and Jeff could feel it in my energy. He claimed he didn't care. But the truth is, I wish I could have just rebuilt with him right then and there and just started that process instead of like, no, I'm quantum dating until you know. I wish I could have given him, a few months for us to figure out where we were going together as a couple. But instead we broke up, but we ended up getting back together again. when I had the conversation with him about, I want to be a wife. I want to be a wife, and I want to know, where we're going. And he laughed at me, and I walked away. I walked away. So however you do this, and however you use these different, you have so many variables. I want you to use the ABCs to Get Him program to help you. Because you do have a lot of variables. You have a lot of if-then. If he does this, then I do that. I want you to know where you stand and where you're going and be comfortable with your decision. Because moving on and keeping your options open is a complicated thing. And I don't want you to follow some rigid rule that any coach has put out there. I want you to be flexible in finding what you feel, but I do not want you to stay in a girlfriend trap or an engagement trap. Know the difference between I'm trapped versus I'm going to just see where this goes. This guy's coming around, and this is new, and I'm practicing these new tools Adrienne has taught me. And I'm going to see where this goes for a few months. I want you to be able to give it time, okay? Now, if you want to learn more about quantum dating, I have a program called Fem Tools for Dating. Even if you're already dating and you're committed, I really recommend you learn what's in that program. And also check out the ABCs to Get Him program. It's just not for getting your ex back. It's for rebuilding yourself. It's about learning a formula for attraction that really works, and it starts with wonderful, powerful, dynamite, feminine energy you. All right, everybody, I look forward to hearing from you in the comments, and I look forward to seeing my new subscribers, and sending you much love today and always. Mwah. Bye-bye.